Holidays nale, adu namma GT Holidays da. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
தூய்மையான ராம்ராஜ் பட்டு வேட்டி கட்டும்போது நல்ல எண்ணங்களை பிரதிபலிக்கும், வாழ்த்துக்களை வசீகரிக்கும். பியூரிட்டி அண்ட் பாசிட்டிவிட்டி, அதுதான் ராம்ராஜ் பட்டு வேட்டி.
This is the jewelry which is worn by Aishwarya Rai, a very traditional piece, of course. It's called a makri mala. And of course this piece was worn by Trisha, where Vandyadevan comes, the signature ring. So these are rubies and uncut diamonds we've used. If you know this piece, Vikram is wearing. Tiger is the emblem for the Cholas, and we've made for the two brothers. This is what Aishwarya Rai wears on her hair at the back, in the middle as a bun.
Hey amigos, hi, hello, namaste, this is Mahi, welcome to IndiaGlitz. We all know how PS1 was big hit and people, movie lovers are eagerly waiting for PS2. And we should talk about especially the ornaments and jewellery of the people used in the PS1 and PS2 movie. So right now we are in Kishandas jewellery stores. So we have Pratiksha ma'am, CEO of Kishandas Jewellery and Store. Let's talk with her. Ma'am, namaste.
Namaste. Hi Mahi.
How are you?
Good. I'm really happy to have you at my store.
So guys, right now we are seeing PS movie ornaments.
Actually, after the movie, we are having a lot of demand where people are coming with pictures from the trailers, screenshot from the trailers, and they are saying they want to see, they want to try the jewelry, they want to see. So if you remember in PS1, there's a face-off scene where Aishwarya Rai and Trisha, they come face to face. Yes. So this is the jewelry which is worn by Aishwarya Rai. So of course this piece is like a very traditional piece, of course. It's called a makri har or a makri mala. But this piece has become like everyone's want, the one that Aishwarya is wearing. And of course this piece was worn by Trisha.
Okay.
Yes, in that particular scene. Of course, in the movie, we've made signature pieces for the men. That is like, if you know this piece, Vikram is wearing.
Oh, cheers, Vikram.
Cheers,
Vikram's
yes,
okay.
He wears this all the time. And this is the signature piece. So actually, Tiger is the emblem for the Cholas, and we've made for the two brothers. So this is a signature piece which they wear all the time. Like every king will have, like they layer it with different jewelry. Like if you remember this piece in PS2, you will see that there's a royal scene. Like,
so changes are there for the PS1 and PS2?
Yes, so of course, because the story goes like this, so in PS2 you will see more scenes where there is a royal attire is there more for the ladies and all. So even this piece Trisha is wearing in the movie. So these are rubies, and uncut diamonds we've used. Of course, it's a little twist from the regular mango mala, the mango haram, which is very, so we've made it a little different. This type of pieces for men, this is called a kanti. Kante, yeah. Which, like they would wear it like just here, like a collar. Because sometimes they would wear an armor or they would wear a bandi or, sometimes they would be just bare chested. So, like I said, we've made structured pieces for the men. We've made, like this piece is what Aishwarya Rai wears on her hair at the back in a couple of, it's a hair piece, like it goes in the middle as a bun and then it goes, so this type of hair piece when I was talking about, doing hair ornaments, so we made these type of pieces.
Ma'am, these are the ornaments, any signature ornaments?
There's a signature ring where Vandyadevan comes in it, with a signature ring. So we made specially this ring, and of course a lot of, like at least 4 to 5 times we remade. Because there's a description in the book.
Okay.
And the ring had to fit the description.
Okay.
So, like we made...
According to the description you made this one.
we made the ring.
We just seen your store. Every jewel has some epic stories and unique stories. I can find that. And first of all, congratulations for your work, PS1 and PS2.
Thank you very much.
So how's you feeling?
Actually, like before when we started the movie, I was not sure as in what we were getting into. But as we were doing the movie, the feelings and the pressure of work that we were having, I think when the first time I saw PS1 on the screen, even if it was a trailer, I mean, like, I realized how, like, it was like a dream come true. And of course, working with Ratnam sir, I don't even think we dreamt about it. I mean, it was like an icing on the cake. So I feel as a jeweler, not only at Kishandas, as any jeweler, I think it's a dream to work with him, and I think we got a very good opportunity for doing that. And of course, the feeling is very ecstatic after PS1. Everyone is waiting for PS2, and I'm hoping and keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm sure that even that is going to do great.
Super, ma'am. I mean, ma'am, it is very easy to find in a jewelry like in a movies or ads. But how tough, how difficult for an established periodic film PS1 like PS1 and PS2 movie?
Before that, you need to know one thing, that we at Kishandas, we are very traditionally rooted, even otherwise if you see our other pieces and all, we are very well known and mostly known for the traditional jewelry that we make. We are very traditionally rooted in the sense, we don't experiment a lot in terms of trying to make very modern type of jewelry. We try to stick to traditions, we try to revive old designs, we try to revive old styles of jewelry. So for this movie, when they approached us, a lot of research material was given to us by the Madras Stockist Mani sir's team. A lot of research was done by Eka Lakhani, who is the costume designer for this movie, and even the art direction team, which was headed by Tota Tharani sir. So they had given us research in terms of what type of motives could be used, because like the Chola kings, the stories on the Chola kings, so they were Shaivites, they were followers of Lord Shiva, so we were giving specifications that, like we shouldn't use Vishnu motives a lot, because today if you see a lot of our jewelry will have Radha Krishna, they will have Vishnu motives. So those type of things we were given guidance for. But in terms of the styling for the movie, we tried to follow Maniam's illustrations, in terms of hair jewelry and all that. So I feel the more difficult part in this movie, more than the jewelry, that is the necklaces and earrings for the female actors, I feel the more difficult part was the hair jewelry for the women, and of course men's jewelry, because men's jewelry, like what people used to wear at that time, on the royal robes and all that, is not that we do on a regular basis, so proportions for that, and like the styling for that, that was a more difficult part in the movie.
Before PS1, did you ever did you ever watch Mani sir films?
Of course, I've seen most of his films, of course not the ones which are not dubbed in Hindi, because I don't know Tamil.
Ma'am, then how Mani sir described about the jewelry, and did he showed any samples of the jewelry?
So we were not showed any samples for the jewelry. In fact, we were having pieces, like we did some research regarding that era. So actually, if you see, there is not much picturesque depiction done of that era. There are no photographs. There is no, whatever information we got is from the sculptures in the temples in Tamil Nadu. And so, like, what type of jewelry was worn. Then we did some research as in what type of routes were available that time, business routes. So we know that, that time people like the Chola kings, they had sea routes, and that time people used to go to Burma and travelers used to come from there. So we knew that that's where rubies came from. What we see nowadays, the South, what they call South Indian jewelry. There's a reason why there's more of red. That is rubies, kempu as they say. So it came from there. So we had a few samples which we, from our old pieces, because my father-in-law, Mr. Kishandas, is very interested in collecting antique pieces and old pieces. So we had some pieces where we showed him, like that we would try to work on this styling, because we feel this type of jewelry could be there in that era. Because like I said, there's no written description as in for jewelry, as in what was there. So the type of jewelry, styling and all, after we showed a couple of pieces, he said, yes, we could go with that style. Then we did a lot of look tests on Trisha for Kunduvai, and on Aishwarya for Nandini's role. and even on Shobita for Vanati's role. And each one's styling was decided later, but what type of jewelry we would make, that first we had to be very correct with the stones that we used, the raw material that we used. So Mani sir, they gave us a lot of information. Like I said, the art direction gave us a lot of information on the type of motives that could be used at that time. So that help we got from them.
Super, you expressed all the answers for my all questions in one question.
Everything is so interlinked, like regarding the movie, I don't think that, you can really cut questions and answer them.
But ma'am, nowadays making of jewelry is not simple thing, and it will be shown on 70 screen IMAX, so everyone will observe those
Yes.
things. So how you took precautions for making this jewelry?
Basically, when we do work for Mani sir gives you a free hand to what we can do in terms of creation. He is very sure about what he doesn't want. He may not tell you, okay, I want this. But if there is some, like suppose if we've done a look test on Trisha and we've made her wear a neck piece, he will tell that I don't want this because this is the mistake in the piece. Or if he likes some piece very much, the way it falls, he will tell us that I like this piece and this is the reason. So then we can follow more pieces like that. It's not just a frontal image, it's not this has to look perfect. Here all this also has to look perfect, because in this particular movie, hairstyles played a very important role for the women to even like, Nandini had a particular andal bun. Trisha had that, the top konda. I mean, I don't know if there's a name for it. So, like everyone has a particular type of a hairstyle. So we did special pieces for them to adorn their hair, because at the end of the day, they are royalty. When they enter the frame, like, oh my God, that type of feeling, that wow factor had to be there. A lot of detailing we have done in terms like, even if it is a small chain going from here to the hair, we saw to it that there is a motif here also. It's not that it's just a hook and we pinned it. Depending on the drape of their sari, we've given ornaments according to the drapes on the body, on the hips. So yes, a lot of precaution and a lot of detailing was taken care of, because it's on the big screen. It's not like for an OTT platform, where it is on a smaller screen.
Ma'am, how did you get this chance to enter into PS movie? They approached or you approached?
Costume designer for this movie, Eka Lakhani. She's done a lot of movies for Mani sir even before this movie. So a common friend, of course, Aditi Rao Haidari, who is from Hyderabad, she knows us very well, because her family has been known to us since generations. So she is a close friend of Eka Lakhani also. So Aditi told Eka that, like, why don't you try Kishandas, because they do a lot of this type of jewelry, and I feel they will be able to do and deliver what you are looking at. So Aditi Rao introduced Eka to me, and that's when Eka had come once with herself. By herself she came, she saw around, she spoke to me. Of course they did not first reveal who the director was, and then after that they came back second time, and that's when they told us that it was a Mani Ratnam film and all that. So I was sold that time. And then it was my thing to convince my family, of course my husband and my father-in-law and my brother-in-law, who are actually taking care of the business, that we should do something like this. And I said, it's a lifetime opportunity. I don't think ever we will get something like that. That's how, yes. And then we just hopped on the boat and it sailed.
Ma'am, usually periodic films, a lot of cast and crew is there. Did you work for main characters or else out of the persons as well?
Like I said, I'm not a Tamilian. I don't know Tamil. So I did not know the Ponniyin Selvan story before I got on board for this film. So we had no idea of the magnanimity of the film, how many characters are there, how many main characters and all. So when they said, will you do the jewelry for only the main characters, or should we get somebody else on board? So my husband Prashant, he said that no, we'll do all the characters. I don't want to share screen space name wise with any other jeweler, because they have promised us we are there in the titles also, jewelry partners, which also was a very big thing, because I don't think any other movie before this, you'll have the costume designer's name, you'll have the stylist names, but the jeweler's name is also there because, like I said, it's a very intricate part of the styling of the characters. So we've done not only the jewelry for the main characters, we've done for the secondary characters, that is, the handmaidens and all that, and plus the tertiary characters, that is villagers and soldiers, all the jewelry we have done. So when we said yes, I didn't know what scale we were talking about.
I think it's a lot of risk factors there, right?
More than risk factors, the numbers, I mean, if it was villagers, the brief would come to us, there will be 200 villagers. And 2 days before the shoot, they would say, 200 is not fitting the frame, we'll have 500 people. So, of course, the second, only the main characters, which were, I think, 14 or 15 main characters, we've done real gold jewelry. The other secondary characters, we've done gold and silver mixed jewelry. And of course, the tertiary last characters, we've done silver jewelry, or, some even we sourced directly, because see, what happens is that, again, detailing is very important. So it is not that even if I was trying to buy something which is made in white metal or something directly, we could directly make the people wear it. We had to do some work on those also. So if there are like 500 villagers and they were wearing some earrings or some small tavis, they had to be, the thread which went into it had to be certain colors, and they had to be aged, it had to be made earthy, because when it's not that, only the first 10 people in a row, their close-up would come. From where the camera will come, what it will come, we are not aware of it. So we had to dress everybody sort of equally in terms of clothing and jewelry and all that. So I think that was a very, because we've not done movies before. We are not, my crew is, I didn't have staff which had worked on movies before. So my staff is not used to getting up at 3 in the morning, shooting till 11 in the night. So those type of logistics also, we had to get accustomed to. But of course, the team, Eka Lakhani's team and everybody were very helpful. They knew we were new. And so, yes, I think the main logistical issue about doing jewelry for other people, that was the more challenging, because we were not, necklaces, earrings, gold and all that we can do. But those things were also, since we were a part of the whole jewelry styling for the entire movie, that is the primary, secondary and tertiary characters. So that was, yes, very challenging.
So ma'am, after this conversation, I sense that personally you took care of every design, right?
So the designing was mainly done by my husband and my brother-in-law. So they take care of the designing. But yes, in the styling, that is, like now the hair. So because first I was showed the hairstyle. First they had to finalize and freeze on, like say 2-3 hairstyles. Then we had to decide what all jewelry we need for covering that up, making it look royal. I was in touch with Eka for all that styling and all that.
So how many days it took to work this jewelry about?
So actually, the first time we were contacted by Eka and the Madras Stockist team was in 2019 April. And the first shoot that happened was in 2019 December. Of course, we did look test in between that, and the total movie shoot ended in 2022 Jan. I think the production kept on going on. It was never that, okay, we are done, because requirements kept on coming up. And it's after we did, say we shot Trisha and she has worn some piece, and that piece looks very nice and great. And so maximum once or twice maximum each piece has been repeated. So then we felt, no, we need more of it. So production went on and on. But the first time we got around 7 to 8 months to prepare, because that's the type of time we needed. Because jewelry is not something that is it's not you start today and it's ready tomorrow. Each piece takes 3 to 4 months to make. Before that, we have to be sure that we want that type of a piece. So jewelry is a very long process. Of course, like I said, the production went on. We had almost 4 of our workshops with at least 30 to 40 people in each workshop. There was a time of 5 to 6 months where everybody was doing only PS work. Each person was, whether it is a patwa is a person who strings. So whether it was from him or whether it was somebody tying pearls, whether it was somebody making some neck pieces, somebody making belts, we had to make a team specially who was making only men's jewelry, men's belts, because the proportion, the sizes that were needed, Every time we went for a look test, so for the movie, all the actors, they were like bulking up, because they wanted that old hero type, that warrior type of look. So like if we would make baju buns for the man, every time we went for a look test, the size would increase. So like, of course, today we are laughing at it. But at that time, we were like, I would come back and I'd tell my husband, Prashant, it didn't fit him. He said, how is it possible? Last time you told it came till here, I made it bigger. I said, yeah, it still came till here because from 10 inches he became 13 and from 13 he became 18. So, yeah, a lot of back-end work went in that. Throughout the movie, I think only in real jewelry, we made almost 400 to 500 pieces of jewelry. That is the necklaces, earrings, headpieces for the girls, ladies, for the belts, the arm pieces, armbands for the men, signature pieces for the men, rings, hair accessories for the ladies. But today, like, Mahi, when I look back, I don't think we have just done a movie. It is an experience and a benchmark which has been set. And now today, when, I get brides who come and tell me, can I have that hair accessory which Kundubai was wearing or which Nandini was wearing from the film, I think made super satisfaction. It's made history and I think it will be there for a very long time.
Holidays nale, adu namma GT Holidays da. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand. You are special when you're with GT Holidays.
தூய்மையான ராம்ராஜ் பட்டு வேட்டி கட்டும்போது நல்ல எண்ணங்களை பிரதிபலிக்கும், வாழ்த்துக்களை வசீகரிக்கும். பியூரிட்டி அண்ட் பாசிட்டிவிட்டி, அதுதான் ராம்ராஜ் பட்டு வேட்டி.